Hello, friends, and welcome.
Happy time zone.
Good to see you. It is Curiosity Chill Time, where we have some interesting facts about frogs.
Yes.
Whoa.
So, who here is excited about frogs?
I am especially excited about this frog.
That's a cute frog.
I'll tell you more about him in just a moment. Thank you all for being here. And Pieces of Eden, thank you for the gift sub group hug to start off the stream. We appreciate that magical vibe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you kindly. So we study a different topic every Tuesday based off what you are most interested in the week before. So at the end of last week's stream, we pulled a bunch of awesome subjects and you all selected frogs. So I see, yes, if you're excited about frogs, please type frog into the chat.
Yes.
Oh, can we learn about poisonous frogs? I think we're going to learn something about poisonous frogs for sure. And Mejlina, thank you for being here for 5 months. Deviant Badger, welcome back for 34. And MJ's Watson is back for 37 months. Can we get some mod love, please, in the chat? Love you, mods.
Love.
Thank you, Lieutenants, for your help on Twitch and Discord. And everybody who's here today, we are going to jump into the difference between frogs and toads, some facts about frogs, and the moderators, or the Mogs, as they're known today, are going to be sharing the link with you in the chat. So if you'd like to follow along, read on your own. This first article is from livescience.com, and then we're going to do a poll to find out what else we want to learn about frogs.
Yes. All right, I'm turning this. There we go. Okay. Facts about frogs and toads.
Facts about frogs and toads, aren't they the same thing?
Nah.
Nah.
Frogs are amphibians that are known for their jumping abilities, croaking sounds, bulging eyes, and slimy skin. They live all over the world and are among the most diverse animals in the world, with more than 6,000 species.
More than 6,000 species of frogs. That's incredible. Remember this because you're going to be quizzed at the end of the stream, team.
Yeah, we do a pop quiz.
We do a pop quiz. Frogs substantially outnumber the two other groups of amphibians, salamanders and what? What is this? Let's ask the robot lady. Robot lady, what is this word I don't understand? Can you pronounce it for me? And robot lady says,
Oh, kind of snakes.
it looks like a snake, but it's not. It's a
Sicilians.
what? Say it again.
Sicilians.
Sicilians.
Wait,
Sicilians.
like Sicilians?
But different.
Never mess with a Sicilian when death is on the line. No?
Sicilians.
Sicilians, salamanders and Sicilians, which look a lot like. Here,
Snakes.
I'm gonna drop this on you guys. Let's see. It looks like a snake, but is it? No.
It looks like a giant worm.
Ooh, it looks like a giant worm.
Snake worm.
It looks like a segmented kind of snake worm, boy. But
this is not what we're studying
Sicilians
today.
didn't win the poll last week.
No,
Back to
no.
frogs.
Yeah.
They are substantially outnumbering the salamanders and Sicilians, and according to the American Museum of Natural History online reference site, Amphibian Species of the World, which is updated in real time as of April 2015, which is 6 years ago, there are 6,482 species in the Anura order, which is frogs and toads, 619 species of Chordata order, which is salamanders and newts, and 204 species of the Gymnophiona Sicilians. Sicilians look like large worms or slick snakes, according to the San Diego Zoo. They have no arms or legs, and they live underground in a network of horrifying tunnels where they watch over you as you sleep. Frogs and toads.
There is no scientific distinction between frogs and toads, according to the University of Michigan Museum of Zoology. Frogs and toads both belong to the Anura order, but are found in different families. True toads make up the Bufonidae family. Bufonidae family, which includes 580 species. Frogs and toads do have specific traits that define them, however, according to the Maryland Zoo. For example, frogs are mostly aquatic. Most toads live on land, but near water. Frogs have teeth, while toads do not.
Frogs have teeth?
Frogs have teeth.
Let's not skip over that fact, everybody.
Frogs
have
have
teeth, and toads do not.
Toads of both sexes have a rudimentary ovary called a Bidder's organ. Frogs are also typically no longer than toads.
No. Frogs are also typically longer than toads.
I was a little confused. Okay.
Why would they? They're scientifically speaking, they
I
are
was
no
like,
longer.
really?
Also, frogs have smooth, slimy skin, and toads have dry, bumpy skin. The bumps, however, are not warts, and a person cannot get warts from handling a toad, according to the San Diego Zoo. However, toads have glands behind their eyes that can secrete a burning, milky toxin.
Fun.
Write that down. So, based off the information we have here about frogs and toads team, are you a frog or are you a toad? Let me know which team you assign yourself to. Are you more of a frog or a toad, my love?
Well, I have teeth, so
You have
I guess
teeth.
I'm a frog.
You must be. You must be. I see a lot of love for Team Frog, but there must
Yeah.
be some toad here.
Well, I don't have glands behind my eyes that secrete a burning milky toxin.
See, I actually do have milky burning toxins burning from my eyes. So there's no one here from Team. There's a Team Toad.
There's a toad.
Alina's on Team Toad. I'm with
so
you.
is M the android.
Okay, I'm about these toads. You know I'm a toad. I can feel it. All right. Hey, Faith Massetti, welcome and thank you for the gift sub to Yato. And Moogie Blue, merci beaucoup for 13 months. Thank you. Amesley Cat's back for 2 months, and Actual Bunali is here for 5. And Singer, thank you for those gifted subs. Appreciate you all the way around. Color of Nature back for a 2nd month, and Faith again with a gift sub to Scarlet. So,
All right.
look at this boy.
He's so cute. I like him.
Look at him.
So this is an Amazon milk frog,
Delicious.
also known as
Arboreal. No.
Trey.
Robot lady. Should we ask the robot lady how to say this one?
She should do that, not us.
She's a professional. Here we go. We like to say pronunciation. It is. Oh my gosh. Even the robot lady denies
it's
us.
a Latin name.
She's not interested.
These are arboreal and nocturnal. The males are known for their boisterous calls, which they usually make from watery pools in tree hollows. Their tadpoles also develop in such hollows. Okay.
Size and appearance. Some frogs have toxic skin. Some South American frogs are so toxic that 1 drop of their skin secretions can kill an adult human.
Whoa.
Poison frogs usually have bright colors to warn predators that their skin is toxic, according to the San Diego Zoo. Camouflage is another survival technique. Many frogs have mottled green or brown skin to help them blend in with their surroundings. Ooh, a kaleidoscope of colors? Gallery of freaky frogs? Opening. Oh, team. Oh, we all know that guy.
He's cute.
Oh, humble beginnings. Okay, that's a whole other thing. Since there are so many types of frogs, one size doesn't fit all. The largest frog is the Goliath Frog, which is 13.5 inches long, or 30 centimeters for our friends across the pond. This pond is full of frogs. The weight is 6.5 pounds, or 3 kilograms, according to the San Diego Zoo. The devil frog from Madagascar, which is now extinct, once held the title of the largest frog. It was 16 inches long, or 41 centimeters long, and weighed 10 pounds, which is more than some children and almost as much as Theo, which is a lot of frog. Yo, if you're the devil frog, let me know. The smallest frog is the gold frog, which is so tiny. It's only 1 centimeter long, not even half an inch, and only 7 ounces or 200 grams, according to San Diego Zoo. That's around the size of a dime.
Wow.
Show us that one. I want to see him. A gold frog?
I think we'll see the gold frog in...
Okay, my baby knows what's coming.
Yeah.
Habitat of a frog?
Frogs need to be around areas with water to reproduce. But other than that, they are found on every continent except Antarctica and in almost every environment. Poison dart frogs typically live in the tropical forests of Central and South America. Northern leopard frogs live in the northern areas of North America in the marshes and the grasslands. The green-eyed frog lives in the moss-covered rainforests of Queensland, Australia. The desert rain frog lives exclusively in Namibia and South Africa, along the coast in the sand dunes.
So where's everybody tuning in from around the world, and what color frogs do you see near you? Let's do a survey of everybody who's in the spot. Do we have any friends who are tuning in from Central or South America, where they might have a poison dart frog nearby? In Brazil, there you are.
We have friends in Canada.
Canada and Ireland? What are Irish frogs like?
Estonia.
German frogs? Wow, we have Romania and Scotland and England too, Italy.
France.
What's up, France?
Florida.
And Finland, Kitos. Germany.
Poland. Spain.
And Faith Massetti, thank you for this gift sub group hug. Very much appreciate
so much,
that.
Faith.
Thank you for your generosity. Sweet. Chronic Aquatic is back for 25 months with a lot of hype for frogs and green hearts. The diet of a frog. Frogs will often eat any living thing that will fit in their mouths. This includes bugs, spiders, worms, slugs, larvae, and even small fish. To catch prey, their sticky tongues will dart from their mouths, and they will pull the prey into the frog's mouth. This movement is so fast, often the prey doesn't even have a chance to escape. The frog's tongue can snap back into its mouth with 15/100ths of a second.
Wow. That's so fast.
Can anybody do that? Not me.
No.
No way. Frogs and toads help keep the world insect population under control, according to the San Diego Zoo, and their appetite for bugs is usually quite helpful, but sometimes it can lead to disaster. For example, in 1935, cane toads from Puerto Rico were introduced to Australia to kill sugarcane beetles. However, the cane toads, which can grow as large as a dinner plate, preferred to eat native frogs, small marsupials, snakes, and children named Mark. The original 102 toads...
It doesn't say
It doesn't
that,
actually eat children. I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to scare you. The original 102 toads set across the continent to have mushroomed in number more than 1.5 billion. Whoa. Somebody do the math on that. How do you go from 102 toads to 1.5 billion toads? Oh, hi, Mark. According to 2010 Live Science article, today, cane toads have conquered more than 386,000 square miles or 1 million square kilometers of Australia. This is equivalent to an area slightly larger than the state of Texas and Oklahoma combined.
Oh my God, that's a lot of toads.
Tell me about the habitats of a frog.
Frogs are social creatures that live in groups. A group of frogs is called an army, a colony, or a
Wait.
knot.
That's awesome. An army of frogs?
A knot of frogs.
Or a
That's cute.
colony. That's cute.
A group of young frogs will even swim together in schools, much like fish. During mating season, the male frogs in the group will croak quite loudly. Frogs croak to attract females. When the female finds a male croak she likes, the male will grab her and she will release her eggs for him to fertilize. Oh, that's nice.
Ripa.
Luke Lemon, thank you so much for the gift sub group hug.
Yo, thank you, Luke Lemonard. We appreciate you. And Weeping Angel, welcome back for 11 months. And we've got Kai Kai back for 20 months. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. We're super, super grateful for you all. What do we got here? Offspring? Frogs become mature between 2 months to 3 years old. Colder temperatures can determine how fast a frog matures, as well as the species of a frog. After a female frog becomes mature, she can lay from 2 to more than 50,000 eggs at once, depending on the species.
That's how you go from 102 to
102
57 billion.
57 billion? No, it wasn't 1.5 billion.
That's okay.
Well, but 1.5 billion at the same rate is going to be 57 billion in no time.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a lot
Bloody
to deal with.
Cheyenne, thank you.
Thank you, Bloody Cheyenne. You guys really are liking this frog stream. I'm about it. So the eggs will incubate for 48 hours to 23 days, submerged in water, according to the San Diego Zoo. During incubation, the male frogs typically protect the eggs. So not unlike some other animals we've studied.
Penguins.
Penguins, seahorse. Whoa, 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 pieces of Eden.
Pieces of Eden, thank you so much.
Thank you kindly. Once the egg hatches, a small, legless, fish-like creature emerges. This frog offspring is called a tadpole. Has anybody ever caught a tadpole or
Yes.
seen one in the wild?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
yes.
Did you raise it up to adulthood?
Yes, and then we released it.
Good. That is absolutely the correct thing to do with a tadpole.
Yes.
Yes. The frog offspring called a tadpole can change to a frog, and this is started by the hormones in the tadpole's thyroid gland, according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information. Over time, the tadpoles will grow legs, lose its tail, and emerge from the water onto land. How fast the tadpole transforms depends on environmental factors. Classification and taxonomy. Here, Amelia, you want to do this
No,
part?
let's skip this. I mean, I don't know.
They're in the kingdom Animalia, which means they're animals. Their subkingdom is Bilateria. Their infrakingdom is Deuterosteromia. Their phylum is Chordata. Their subphylum is Vertebrata. Their infrastructure.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
They're amphibians, guys. They're amphibians. There are 54 families comprised of more than 300 general and 6,481 species as of 6 years ago.
Nice. All right.
You want to give it? We got a ton of
Yeah,
other
we
facts.
gotta tell other facts.
So we should poll it.
Let's pull it.
All right, Amelia, you want to walk us through what you found here? And
Yes, so
what
I
we're gonna
found you
poll?
some good frog articles. I want to know, what are you the most hyped for? Do you want to learn about some more interesting, unique facts about frogs?
So type a 1 in the chat.
I got 40 facts about frogs. It's a speed round.
Like 40 fast facts about frogs.
Yeah, like one sentence each.
Type a 2 in the chat.
And then we got 15 unique species of frogs with pictures.
Ooh, if you want to get into the individual species of frogs, let's check them out with a number 3 in the chat. Thank you guys all for voting. Appreciate you all being here and participating in our Curiosity Chill streams.
Lisa 2425, welcome back for 24
years.
months, 2 whole years.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you.
And I will take your soul. Thanks for being here for 8 months.
Thank you. I will take your soul. You always make me feel so calm and confident when we read your news.
I will take your soul.
You can take it, but I want it back before the end of the day. Faith Massetti, thank you for the big cheers. Thank you all for being here. I see a Panda Woman is back for 9 months, which is a Twitch baby. Raise it up right, teach it to vote. And Pieces of Eden, Bloody Cheyenne, and Faith Massetti cannot believe the hype for these frogs. Thank you, thank you.
Stoked.
And some love from Anzia in Poland. Hello to you.
Welcome back for a whole year.
Welcome back.
Okay, so
That's
it starts.
a pretty good split.
We're gonna go for some interesting facts, and interesting, unique facts. Then we're
Okay.
gonna look at some 15 species, and then if we want to end it with the speed round,
Well, we're going to
we'll
do it really fast on the speed round. Let's get to it. We got,
okay.
all right, this is an even split, which means the team wants their frog facts.
So I think this is the next one. All about.
All about frogs. This is on burkemuseum.org, and the moderators can share the link in the chat if you would like to read along or read ahead or read it later.
Okay, so what is the difference between frogs and toads? Toads are actually just a type of frog. All toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads.
Oh, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
Toads have different distinctive features that what typically categorizes a frog. Often, toads have drier, bumpier, warty skin and prefer drier habitats. They usually have shorter hind limbs and rounder, stouter bodies than most typical frogs. Toads also have poison glands in their skin to keep predators from eating them, and oftentimes produce a funny smell when handled. Sometimes there are frogs that are called toads but are technically frogs, so this can be confusing. And there are frogs that have bumps on their skin and toads that have smooth skin. So there is also the horny toad, which is not a frog or a toad. It is actually a reptile.
Whoa. All right, so if you want to be safe with this general nomenclature, if you see it hopping around and you're not sure if it's a frog or a toad, you can say that's a frog and you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Green frog.
He's cute.
Look, I wonder how long it took them to write this caption. This is a green frog. As you can see, its color is green, and it is a frog. Do frogs breathe when they're hibernating? Yes. Even amphibians that hibernate in the mud water, underwater, in the mud water, which is known as water, they breathe during hibernation. Since amphibians can breathe through their skin, they also absorb oxygen in the water during hibernation. They have to hibernate in water that has a good amount of oxygen in it, and sometimes will actually swim around in the water during the winter to maintain proper oxygen levels. There are a few frogs that can stop their heart and breathing completely and still survive.
Whoa.
There are a few frogs. What? That blows my mind. They're able to do this by keeping a high level of glucose in their blood that acts like antifreeze and protects their vital organs. When the weather warms up, they wake up and their heart and breathing will resume normally.
Whoa.
Amelia, do frogs sleep?
Well, nobody really knows. At this point in time, there has been very little research in frogs' sleep patterns. It is known that they close their eyes, but no confirming brain scans have determined whether or not they actually have a true sleep period.
Oh, well, if any of you who truly love frogs on this stream are interested in doing some research, you might be the one to discover whether or not a frog has a sleep pattern at all. But how do frogs hear? Frogs do not have external ears like us. However, they do have eardrums and an inner ear. The frog ear is called the tympanium. It is the circle you see behind the frog's eye. Right here. Can you guys see it? Yeah. Okay. I like it. I dig it. That's its eardrum vibe. Some have larger ones that are larger than their eyes. The size of the tympanium and the distance between them are relative to the frequency and wavelength of the species' male mating call, presumably, but the male's call. Their eardrums work like regular eardrums with one very special adaptation. It is actually connected to their lungs. The lungs vibrate and are almost as sensitive to hearing as the eardrums. This allows frogs to make really loud sounds without hurting their own eardrums. The lungs are capable of doing this by equalizing the pressure differences between the outer surface of the eardrum and the inner surface of the eardrum. This adaptation may also be important in a frog's ability to locate where other sounds are coming from. Amelia, do frogs drink water?
Frogs do not drink like we do. They absorb water directly through their skin in an area known as the drinking patch, located on their belly and the underside of their thighs.
Well, but Amelia, how do frogs swallow?
Frogs use their eyeballs to swallow. Frogs eat their prey whole, and their eyeballs actually sink down into their mouth and push the food down into their throat.
Amelia, just because I know that bothered you last night when you read it for the first time, would you read it yet again? Because what the...
Frogs use their eyeballs to swallow. Yes. They eat their prey whole, and their eyeballs actually sink down into their mouth and push the food down into their throat. Yes. You heard me. That is true.
Clip it so you know it forever. How can you tell the difference between male and female frogs? Well, that's up for the frog to decide. It depends on the species. It can be really hard to tell the males from the females because sex organs are internal for both male and females. But in many species, the female is larger than the male and sometimes have larger toe pads used during mating to grab onto the female. Males also call to attract females and to defend their territory. So if you see a frog calling, it's probably a male. The throats of many male frogs are darker than the females. In certain species, it can be easy to tell the difference. In bullfrogs, the males are larger and have larger tympanium, these ear circles based directly behind the eye. In many tropical frogs, the males have brighter and more vibrant colors. Here in Washington State, where the article is written, we have the tailed frog, which is actually the only frog that has an external sex organ, and only the males have these misnamed tails.
Can frogs change colors? Oh, no. Do all frogs lay eggs in water? Most frogs lay their eggs in water, but there are exceptions. Frog eggs do not have a shell, so they need some kind of moisture to help keep them from drying out until they hatch. Some frogs have come up with amazing ways to keep their eggs wet besides laying them directly in water. There are frogs that lay eggs under leaves above that lay eggs under leaves above water in damp rainforests. And when they hatch, the tadpoles fall into the water where they can develop into froglets.
Whoa! So their first moment of life is rolling
yeah.
off a leaf into the water.
Yeah, there are some frogs that carry their eggs on their back, and the male Darwin frog actually swallows the eggs and keeps them in his vocal sac until they hatch.
And how does he swallow the eggs, everyone? With his
Eyeballs.
eyes.
Yes.
Can frogs change color? Yes, many frogs change color. Frogs change color to help hide from predators by matching the colors of their surroundings. They also change color to help control their body temperature, as some colors absorb more or less light and can cool them or warm them up. They use pigment cells called chromatophores to change color. Most frogs cannot completely change their color. Instead, they change the shade to lighter or darker of their basic color.
But why are frogs so slimy? Some frogs are slimy because they are covered in a mucus coating. This coating helps keep their skin moist, which helps them breathe through their skin. The mucus often contains other chemicals like antibacterial or antifungals to help protect the frog. Other frogs actually secrete a waxy coating that they spread across their body to help retain moisture in areas that have high temperatures or if they are active during the day.
Cool. I say Hits Me Luke has some tree frogs.
Ooh.
That's very cool. Does anyone else have a frog that lives maybe in their home or nearby their home, right outside? Wow, I'm impressed. I'm also impressed by so many of you who know these things. Like Anile knew that's how they breathe to begin.
And Faith, thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate you.
Oh, thank you
I'm
for the
glad that you're
spoils.
enjoying this curiosity chill about frogs.
Yeah, and at the end of the stream, in about 25 minutes, we'll all pull what we're going to study together on next Tuesday's stream. What is the white stuff on frogs and salamanders' skin? The white stuff is secreted toxins, so don't touch it. Some salamanders and frogs, or toads, secrete noxious chemicals as deterrents to predators. These secretions can be relatively mild to highly toxic. If we see white stuff on an amphibian's skin, do not touch it. The amphibian is feeling very threatened if it starts oozing stuff and can even squirt it out of its... Oh, it can squirt out the poison at predators' eyes. So keep your eyes protected and leave amphibians alone.
Whoa.
Ella's got a pond full of frogs. Holy
That's
whoa.
cool.
Very cool. Your aunt used to have some frogs and then she drained her pond. You do have some frogs and toads nearby your house, says Peachy. M the android used to have a frog named Kofi. Oh, that's sweet. And
lots of frogs
vices
and
discos.
gardens.
Yeah, a lot of garden frogs out there, yard frogs. All right. Can a frog drown, Amelia?
Yes. Frogs have lungs like we do, and if their lungs fill with water, they can drown just like us. Frogs can also breathe through their skin. They need to keep their skin moist to be able to breathe through their skin, so if their skin dries out, they are not able to absorb oxygen. They use their skin to absorb oxygen when underwater, but if there is not enough oxygen in the water, they will drown.
Whoa. What do wait a second, I couldn't even read this. Why do frogs eat their own skin? To not waste all the nutritious and delicious proteins found in their skin, frogs shed their skin periodically like most animals. But they do not slough it off and leave it behind. Frogs actually push the shedding skin into their mouth and eat it. Using their eyes to push it in there. Oh, this is really weird.
Yeah.
The more I learn about frogs, the more I Want to learn. Let's see. This is the ultimate way to recycle all the components they use to produce their skin.
Could they be grosser?
Yeah, I don't know, Alina. I don't know. I think they could be grosser, actually. We've studied some pretty weird things. You guys want to do monotremes again?
Why do frogs have such big eyes? And why do frogs' eyes stick out of their head?
The better to see you with, my dear.
Yes, so that they can see behind them and to the sides without having to turn their head around. The large eyes are set far apart from each other and protrude out of their heads to give them an almost 360-degree view of their surroundings. This helps them see potential predators and prey to either make a quick escape or catch their dinner. So can frogs see underwater? Yes. Frogs have a third eyelid that covers their eyes so they can keep them open underwater. The eyelid is called the nictitating membrane. And it also helps the eyes to stay moist when they are not underwater. Nictitating.
Robot lady?
Nictitating membrane.
You got it.
I got
ding, 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 ding. That's my wife, you guys.
Look at me sounding out words.
What are the bulges on a toad's head? Those are poison glands, okay? Don't touch them. They're called parotoid glands, and they are found behind the eyes on a toad and some frogs and salamanders. In toads, these glands contain bufotoxin, which is a neurotoxin. When a toad is under duress, it will secrete a milky bufotoxin from their glands and sometimes even shoot it out to try and get the predator's eyes or their mouth. If an animal attempts to eat them, they will get very ill and sometimes die depending on the severity of the amount ingested and the strength of the neurotoxin.
Whoa. That was some weird, unique facts.
Yo, thank you, Burke Museum, for compiling that. And thank you, moderators, for sharing the links in the chat. We've got 15 fascinating frog species up next. And if time allows, we're going to do a 40 interesting fact speed round. Snaffles, welcome back for 38 months. Whoa. And Proselyte, thank you for being here for 3 months.
Raven Wolf, welcome back for 10 months. And Ellie K, thanks for being here for 4.
15 fascinating frog species. All right, team, if you see yourself, please feel free to tag yourself as whatever frog species you identify with most. There are a lot of frogs on this planet, over 5,000 species, and as we've learned, over 6,000 now, with more still being discovered by scientists on a yearly basis. With all those species comes a lot of diversity and variation. These amphibious creatures have evolved to specialize in their environments in ways that the most creative fiction writers couldn't even envision. Species range from the size of a fingernail to over a foot in length, and others have far-fetched adaptations like poisonous skin, the gift of flight, flying for what?
Yep.
And surviving the cold by simply freezing and thawing back out again when it warms up. Unfortunately, these specializations can also make frogs sensitive to habitat loss, and they're becoming endangered and facing extinction at a rapid pace. Here are 15 incredible species that showcase the diversity these amphibians possess and the challenges that they face.
So first up, we got this cutie, who is Diane's bare-hearted glass frog.
Anybody here want to be Diane's bare-hearted glass frog? Tell us, Amelia.
Oh my God. Discovered in 2015, the Diane's bare-hearted glass frog is long in name but small in stature. This inch-long species is one of more than 100 species of glass frogs, unique for their translucent skin, which leaves the internal organs visible.
Whoa, like those phones we had in the 90s.
Yes. A nocturnal creature, it is native to the rainy foothills of Costa Rica, where it feeds on small insects. Frogs are often seen as indicator species, and this species discovery is considered a promising sign of the forest health in Costa Rica, despite the threat of deforestation worldwide.
All right, look at that little guy. I like him. A glass frog is a cool category of frogs. Yeah, for sure. Getting direct sunlight on you. The next frog, oh lordy, he's a really tiny, tiny, tiny frog. Glass frogs may be small, but they have nothing on the pedoferine aminosis, which is certainly how that's said. They're only a third of an inch in length, and it isn't the smallest frog, but it's not just the smallest frog. This is the smallest vertebrate in the world, which means of anybody with a spine, that's as tiny a spine as you can get.
So little.
Native to Papua New Guinea, it was discovered in 2009 by a researcher who lost their contact lens. They heard its high-pitched call and then scooped leaf litter into a plastic bag to figure out what was making the noise. In addition to its diminutive size, it is unique in that it has no tadpole stage, hatching instead as a miniature adult. Very
Wow.
cute. Very cute.
This is
Oh, that's me today. Look at this guy.
this is the desert. What is it called?
He's a cute boy.
Yeah, the desert rain frog. The desert rain frog is a rare species found only along 6.2 mile wide strip of coastline in Namibia and South Africa. It is also one of the rare frogs to go viral thanks to its squeaky voice.
You guys want to hear a viral squeaky voice frog? I do.
I do too.
Okay.
He's funny looking. What?
It says video below, but I don't see any kind of video below.
Okay, that's fine.
Back to work. Nope.
Nope. Okay. Oh, wait. Go up. Okay. It is nocturnal and buries itself beneath the sand during the day, where it can stay cool and moist, and then comes out at night to feed on insects and larvae. Its specialized habit is threatened by human settlements and open-cast diamond mining, and scientists are concerned that the frog's population is declining.
I would say he is concerned that his population is declining.
Yeah.
I'm concerned too. This is the ornate horned frog, and those of you who are the ornate horned frog, you know it. I know you know it. The ornate horned frog is also known as the Pac-Man frog, and for good reason. It has an insatiable appetite packaged into its 6-inch body that is half mouth, literally. These frogs are known for their fearless behavior and will prey on anything from lizards to rodents to other frogs. They have even been found to suffocate on large prey that they chose to consume despite the risk. Oh, no. No, honey.
Yeah.
The species is endemic to Argentina, where its splotchy red and green coloration helps conceal it on the forest floor. How about the hairy frog?
What? A hairy frog?
Ooh.
Like that hair. The hairy frog is another species with a well-earned nickname. Also known as the horror frog or the wolverine frog, it will intentionally break its toe bones when threatened, which then poke through their skin to act like claws. These bones later retract and the damaged tissue heals. It is the only animal researchers know of this kind of defense mechanism.
That is so metal. That's like the closest thing to the mantis in Cyberpunk, you know? Like, I'm going to break my bones to fight you with them? No way.
Yeah.
Wolverine frog. The Vietnamese mossy frog. He real cute.
I like.
The Vietnamese mossy frog lives in the forests of northern Vietnam, where it spends its days pretending to be a moss-covered rock. That's a mood. With its green and black coloration and bumpy skin covered with spines, it is also well suited to the task at hand. It prefers a semi-aquatic environment, hunting cockroaches and crickets in caves and stream beds. To ward off predators, which include snakes and tree-dwelling mammals, it can take its disguise one step further by rolling up into a ball and playing dead.
Ah.
He does look like a Pokemon bear skates. I think you are correct.
The Golden poison dart frog.
Oh, that's it. When I think of a poisonous frog, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, look. The golden poison dart frog might be small, but it packs a mean punch. Each 2-inch frog has enough toxin to kill 2 bull elephants. Oh my gosh. How the tiny frogs manage to be so toxic is still a mystery to researchers, but one hypothesis is that it can be traced to poisonous plants eaten by their own insect prey. Frogs raised in captivity never become toxic. Only the wild frogs are lethal. It is abundant in the rainforest habitat in coastal Colombia, but the small size of its shrinking forest has put the frog on the endangered species list.
Number 8, the Indian bullfrog. Ooh, colorful blue. Look at that.
That's pretty.
Not all yellow frogs will kill you. Some, like the Indian bullfrog, will just entertain you with their singing skills and vivid colors. For most of the year, these frogs are dull, olive green in color. However, during mating season, the males turn on a day-glow yellow with indigo vocal sacs on their throats. With a body about 6 inches long, this is the largest of the Indian frog species. In the 1990s, people started farming these frogs as a food source. They also have become an invasive introduced species on the Andaman Islands.
The Brazilian horned frog.
Ooh, I like him.
He's pretty.
I changed my vote. Now I'm this one. He's an aggressive frog.
Yeah. Like the ornate horned frog, the Brazilian horned frog is an aggressive predator. It grows to an even bigger size, up to 8 inches long, and is a sit-and-wait predator, burrowing itself in a leaf litter with only its eyes visible, waiting for its prey to pass. It will attack anything nearby, using its abnormally powerful jaws to go after animals of all sizes, including larger animals that it doesn't even consider prey.
Oh, wow. He's the come at me bro frog.
Yeah.
Wallace's flying frog. Oh, he's cute.
I like him.
The Wallace's flying frog's name gives away its secret. This species, found in the jungles of Malaysia and Borneo, has the unique ability to fly, or more accurately, deploy a leg-powered parachute. It has long webbed toes that can flex and spread out to act like tiny wind sails, which it deploys when it feels threatened. To escape danger, it will leap from branches, spreading its feet to glide as far as 50 feet to safety. It spends almost its entire life in the trees, venturing to the ground only to mate and lay eggs.
The Venezuela pebble toad. Oh, it does look like a pebble.
Yeah, it does.
The Venezuela pebble toad is a small frog. Toads are a type of frog that prefer drier climates, that live in the Guiana highlands of Venezuela. It has evolved a unique defensive technique that only works on steep slopes of a mountainous habitat. I think I've actually seen a video of this guy.
Really?
Yeah. When threatened, it tightens its muscles to become rigid and tumbles down the hill to safety. Because it's so light, bouncing along the cliff's face doesn't harm the little toad.
yes. He just eats it all the way down.
And it can land uninjured in puddles or crevices.
Oh my gosh, that's a really funny thing to say.
This strategy provides a quick escape from predators like tarantulas and makes up for its lack of jumping ability. So it's just like, peace.
Oh, speaking of peace, who's this? This is the Surinam Toad, who looks real flat. Yeah. The Surinam Toad, or pipa pipa, is the Southern American species distinguished by its large size, flat back, and small eyes. It also has no tongue and cannot croak. Instead, it taps 2 bones in its throat to make a high-pitched, sharp click noise.
Okay.
So peaceful. Its reproductive habits are perhaps the strangest feature. I want you guys to know, whenever we read a sentence like that on Curiosity Chill, I start getting really nervous. Its reproductive habits are perhaps its strangest feature. The toads mate underwater, and the females release batches of 3 to 10 eggs at a time, which the male ushers onto her back. The eggs sink into the skin, forming pockets that hold the young through the tadpole stage. When her offspring finally emerge, it is a fully developed toad.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Look at this.
That's a mole toad.
This is the purple frog. Look at that face. Look at that face. The purple frog can be found only in the Western Ghats range in India and is best known for its formless shape and underground lifestyle. In fact, it only emerges for 2 weeks during monsoon season to mate and lives the rest of its life as a burrowing animal. While it's not the only frog that lives below ground, it is the only one that can feed itself without surfacing, relying solely on termites and ants it finds in the soil. Also known as the pig-nosed frog due to its long snout, this species can thank 120 years of independent evolution for its unique characteristics.
I like him.
He does look like a mole.
I don't want to be him,
No.
but I want to be near him. You know, I want him to see me, but I don't want to be seen.
By him.
But-
Oh, I
Ooh,
like that.
a rainbow frog. This is the Malagasy rainbow frog. The impressive Malagasy rainbow frog from Madagascar goes by many unofficial names, including the ornate hopper and the red rain frog. Perhaps this is because just one name can't describe its coloration accurately, which varies from white to red to green, with black stripes in between. The species was listed as critically endangered from 2004 to 2008, until researchers discovered it was more abundant than once thought. It remains an endangered species due to shrinking habitat and high demand in the pet trade, though its export has been illegal since 2014.
And finally, to finish this off, the Malayan horned frog. Wow, it looks kind of like a leaf.
He does look like a leaf. I think that's part of his deal.
The Malayan horned frog, or long-nosed horned frog, is a ground-dwelling frog that lives in the rainforests of Southeast Asia. It has an angular, mottled brown body, complete with a triangular nose and prominent horns over the eyes that help to hide it in the leaf litter where it finds its prey. This large species can grow to over 5 inches in length and is prodigious croaking talent with a loud honking call.
Awesome.
Okay.
We also found the video, I want you guys to know, of the viral angry squeaking frog that we're going to play when we raid.
That's the desert rain frog.
Yes, the desert rain frog. So, my beautiful wife, shall we do a speed round of 40 facts of frogs, or should we decide what we should raid next?
I think maybe I don't know.
Let's do it real fast.
Okay.
I think we can do it. All right, you guys are going to get some super fast 40 interesting facts about frogs right now. Frogs are an amphibian.
There are over 5,000 frog species found in the world.
Frogs breathe through their nostrils.
That's not correct. Let's abandon this.
Oh, SeriousFacts.com. Screwing it up.
Well, they don't.
No, they don't.
No. Okay.
This whole article has been
Yeah.
called into question. Well, that's our moment where we learn how important independent study and research is, team. Always compare and contrast when you are compiling scientific information, especially regarding vaccines. Make sure to get vaccinated so we end this hellhole. Manny Link, thank you for being here for 36 months, and that being said, 3 whole years. Black Knight, thank you for being here for 10 months. And Faith, thank you again for the gifts up to It Was Strange. Thank you very much.
So, pop quiz. Tell us something that you learned about these frogs.
Yes, we do a pop quiz at the end of each of our streams where you let us know literally one thing you learned during the last hour. There are 6,000 species of frogs.
They use their eyeballs to swallow.
They have teeth.
Frogs have teeth, yeah.
And toads do not. Frogs swallow with their eyes. Oh my gosh.
There is a purple frog that doesn't look that purple.
Yes. They drink with their thighs.
All toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads.
You don't think you can ever unlearn the eyeball thing? There are, yes, 6,000 species of frogs is a popular one we've learned.
They breathe through their skin.
Yes, one frog is the smallest vertebrate or animal with a spine.
Some can stop their heartbeat.
Oh, yes, the ones that could freeze themselves. They eat their own skin as to not waste the delicious nutrients. And the hairy frog is like Wolverine, busts out some bones from his own wrists
Yes.
and will fight you. Bullfrogs don't care about anything.
Yes.
That's fact. That's a fact. One frog can absorb their eggs, yes, that live on their back until they are born.
Golden frogs are poisonous because of their food. Yes.
Yes, and if you see that white secretion, it is poisonous. Oh,
Their
man.
eyeballs protrude so that they can get a almost full 360 view.
Yes, and Holly says they can drown if they don't have enough oxygen in their water that they're swimming in.
Not all frogs can croak. There is an underground frog called the purple frog.
Wow.
Some of them are very poisonous, and toads have poison glands to help protect them from predators.
Well, now we're at the part of the stream, Amelia, where we say, what shall we study next
week.
Tuesday?
Yes, so please, friends, type something into the chat that you are curious about, and then we will make a collection and then do another poll to decide what is going to happen next week.
All right, I see poetry. I like that. I'm putting poetry on there. How do you feel about sloths? Did we do it on sloths?
We did not.
I mean, sloths is viable.
Yeah.
Sloths is fun. What else you guys got? Octopus in the ocean? Oh, okay. Octopus.
Octopus, yes. Lost cities.
Lost cities. That's a cool category. I like that. Let's go for one or two more. The Mass Effect Codex. All right. Codex. And one more.
History of Broadway. That could be fun.
History of Broadway. All right, team. That's 6 of them. Let's pull them up on the stream. What do we got? What do we get? Let's go like this. Number 1 in the chat, if you'd like to learn about poetry on next Curiosity Chill. Number 2 in the chat for sloths, 2-toed, 3-toed, and 4-toed. Speaking of toes, octopuses don't have them. Number 3 in the chat for octopuses. Number 4 for Lost Cities. Number 5 for the Mass Effect Codex. And number 6 for the History of Broadway. Thank you all for being here with us. We do appreciate your company. And Snowy Storm, what's up? Thank you for chatting for the first time. And Jasper Boy, how you doing?
Thank you for voting.
Glad you can all be here.
Oh,
whoa, look
and Trinity is also voting.
Hey, Trinity. Thank you for tuning in. And thanks again to our awesome mod team and our lieutenants for their fantastic help on today's stream.
Aw, Pieces of Eden, thank you so much.
Yo, Pieces of Eden, awesome. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you for the gift sub group hug. And if you got one of those gifts from any of our awesome recruiters on today's channel, check out the starter kit. There's a panel down below the video or a link in the chat that will show you the way around the channel and how you can use all the perks of being a subscriber on Twitch, like joining us in our subscriber chats on Discord. And Amelia,
yes,
while we finish up this poll, do you want to tell them what our next streams are going to be?
Yes, so on Friday we have a super awesome stream where we are going to be playing a new game called Sky Children of Light, which is made by the same company that did Journey.
Yep.
So if you want some super chill awesomeness, come and join us on Friday. On Saturday we are going back to The Witcher 3 Wild
Yes,
Hunt.
We're going to the Isle of Mist to find an ashen-haired woman.
And then on Sunday, we are continuing Resident Evil Village as
Yes.
our alter ego characters,
Ooh,
Ethan and Winters.
it's going to be a lot of fun. We are grateful for you all being here. And a lot of you see, and to play Gwent, yes, we'll definitely
Do you
play
think we
some
should
Gwent.
do a runoff? Because that's pretty close between
Between
the
octopuses
octopus
and Lost Cities?
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to do a runoff?
Yeah.
We'll pull one more time and see which one has the most hype.
Runoff.
Lost Cities or Octopus or Octopi. Number 1 in the chat for Lost Cities. Number 2 in the chat for Octopus. Let's see which one gets the most hype. And those of you who are hyped for Sky, I'm glad you are. We're going to be having a good time.
It's going to be
streaming
fun.
that. We really enjoyed playing Journey, and that game company has invited us to play their new game, Sky Children of Light, on Friday. And then, of course, we're very excited to go back to The Witcher. I see Irish Rogue Witcher is here. Hello, Irish. All right, Lost Cities or Octopus. If you're only able to vote for one, which it's going to be, let us know. We'll let that go for another 30 seconds. And we've got some awesome raid targets picked out by our moderators. So, mod team, thank you for your help. And they've also found the tiny angry frog who yells at us. So let's check it out. It's going to be a Lost Cities stream.
Yes.
All right, that's cool. Very cool. Lost Cities wins. Thank you, everybody, for voting. And we will poll every week, like next Tuesday, 1 hour earlier than whatever time it is for you right now, what we'll study on the following stream. Now we have a moment for... let me just do... What am I doing? Frogs, screaming frog, tiny, angry, squeaky frog. Here he is. Here he goes. He's ready for his day.
This is the desert rain frog.
Yes, I want you all to have it. The tiny, angry, squeaking frog sounds like this.
But sometimes more unexpected sounds grab our attention. Like this desert rain frog. Squeaking viral sensation. 11 million hits and counting. It sounds like a dog toy. But actually, this is the sonorous war cry of a very angry frog. Ferocious.
That is really, really cute. That is really, really